Chancellor Rachel Reeves delivered her spring statement on Wednesday the 26th of March. Here are the top 5 things that AICPA and CIMA members need to know about. Firstly, it was not a budget. This might seem a really obvious statement, but it's an important one. The Chancellor set out last year in her autumn budget that she only wanted to do one major fiscal event a year, and broadly she has kept to that. She wants to do this to help provide certainty for businesses by not having 2 fiscal events which change taxation and fiscal policy significantly. This spring statement probably went a bit further than she was intending because the OBR forecasts have changed, and I will come onto that in a moment. The Office of Budget Responsibility forecasts have significantly changed. There is now a 14 billion shortfall in fiscal headroom. The Chancellor set out to address that in her spring statement by reducing welfare spending and lowering departmental increases per year over the forecast period. This was so she could keep to her 2 fiscal rules, the stability rule and the investment rule, and her changes have managed to achieve that. Also, the OBR changed the growth forecast. It downgraded growth this year from 2% to 1%. This brings it in line with the Bank of England forecast. However, the Chancellor would argue that later on in the forecast period in 2029, growth is forecast to be up a bit than previously expected to 1.8%. The third thing you need to know about is that improving public sector productivity is back on the agenda in a big way. The Chancellor talked about it a lot in her speech, and the spring statement document made a lot of mentions about how to improve public sector productivity. One key element of this is a new transformation fund of 3.25 billion geared towards improving public sector productivity. We have called for investments to improve public sector productivity in our Improving Public Sector Productivity report, and we are pleased to see that this has been brought forward. The fourth thing is there's more to this spring statement than meets the headlines. There was a number of measures announced for HMRC to improve in closing the tax gap, which is around collecting uncollected tax. Also, there's more announcements around the corporate tax roadmap that was announced in the autumn budget, with a consultation coming on R&D that looks like it might be geared towards SMEs. ISAs also look set to change, with the government looking at the balance between cash ISAs and investment ISAs. We've called for an SME investment ISA, and we'll be trying to bring forward our proposals and ideas around that as the government brings this forward. And the last thing, the fifth thing you need to know about, is to expect more in the autumn budget. That's because, firstly, it will be the major fiscal event, so we're going to expect more anyway. The fact is that events might change things, and that is very highly probable at the moment. And also, there's a number of consultations and other announcements that are geared up towards the time of the autumn budget, for example, around the industrial strategy.